Welcome again to Cliffy's Kitchen. We'll be preparing for you today a very nice dish. It's the honey garlic salmon, and we know that you're gonna love this one. Before we take you on that journey though, just want to remind you to please like, subscribe, and share this video. You know it does a lot for both of us, so please come with us on this journey. Of course, our chef today who will be taking the lead with this is none other than Jordan, so please go with him and he will give you a very nice treat into preparing this lovely dish.
For our honey garlic salmon, what we're going to be doing is making use of these ingredients here. As you can see, first we have the star of the show, the honey. We also have 6 cloves of garlic, finely chopped, and we're also going to be using some butter here, some Dijon mustard as we go along, and of course some salt and pepper to season up the salmon, and some Italian seasoning because we'll be making some potatoes along with this, some smashed potatoes, different from mash. So let's get straight into that now. Now these are the potatoes I'll be using for the smashed potatoes. As you can see, the average size is about like this one here, not too much larger than this. I think this is the biggest one, not too big, because we're going to be using a nice little tool to crush them, but you'll see that later on. So what we're going to do now is just drop them into the pot of boiling water, and we'll leave it there on medium heat, a nice rolling boil for about 15 minutes. So I have my boiling water here. I've added some salt, and I'll just put the potatoes in right now. So now I'll be just adding some black pepper to the salmon. If you want to add too much, just gauge it though. And then time for some salt. And of course we season both sides. And as you can see here, I left the skin on because that's where a lot of the benefit of the salmon comes from. You have a lot of omega-3s in the skin. Once you cook your salmon properly, they'll have a nice crispness about them, so you don't have to worry about the taste of the skin either. So I'll just go ahead and add my black pepper here. And then of course I'll just add the rest of the salt here. And for all those who are concerned about me flipping the seasoned side down, watch this. It stays seasoned, so no worries. I'll be flipping them all, and we're going to just move on to the potatoes right now. So we'll just leave these one side and we'll get straight to the potatoes. Alright, so what I'll be doing for the potatoes, they're ready to come out now, but before I get them taken care of, I'm going to make a little something to put on top. And what I'll be doing is just dividing up the garlic I was using before into half, and I'll put half of them on, well, inside of this melted butter I have right here. This is about 3 tablespoons of butter. And so I'll just go ahead and add in half of the garlic from what I had before, and I'll add in roughly 2 or 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and there you go. So you can just give it a nice little mixing, and also what you can do is just add in some Italian seasoning, some green seasoning from them. So I'll just be adding about a teaspoonful because of the amount or the number of potatoes I'll be using. So I'll just combine them now, so it looks nice and rich. This is perfect. So I'll be using this tool here to ensure that I have a good smash, not too much of a crush on the potatoes. So here goes nothing. Alright, so this is pretty much what you want it to be. You don't want it to be crushed out too much. So let's continue. So now I have the garlic butter mix right here, as you can see, and I'll just be using this brush to apply it onto the potatoes before we bake them. So it doesn't take anything much, it's just like lightly painting them with it. If you want to look on it like that, try to make sure that you get in each one of them with a similar amount.
If you're liking this video so far, please remember, like, share and subscribe.
And of course you can't leave out the salt and pepper for that added flavor to bring up the seasonings that are in there right now. So I'll just go ahead and add both of them. Now that we've added the salt and pepper, we'll just go ahead and put these into the oven, 425 degrees Celsius, and we'll be going for like 15 minutes. We'll check them, of course, but that's the time that we'll start out with. Let's go. So we'll get to searing the salmon now. So I'll just add in some oil here to get a good sear on the salmon. Don't want to add too much, just enough. Get that going. And it's olive oil, so you don't want it to be too hot. Alright, so we're just gonna add the salmon now. And we'll just go ahead and give them about 3 to 4 minutes on each side. And as you can see, on the salmon, it's about halfway white. Right, so that's a good indication to flip the salmon. So let's just go ahead and do that now. Time to flip. This is beautiful. So this is what they look like after 15 minutes. Based on what I'm seeing here, I'll just give them about 10 more minutes at 425 degrees Celsius. So we'll get back to them at that time. So here's the salmon after we've done searing them on each side about 3 to 4 minutes. What we'll be doing now is just making the honey garlic sauce before we add them in. And we'll also combine the potatoes later on because those are now finished. So let's get straight to the pan and we'll get that sauce going. So we have our fire now between low and medium, and we're just going to go ahead and add a teaspoon of butter, a tablespoon I should say, sorry. And if you notice, we didn't take the oil out of the pan because it has some of the salt and pepper from the salmon earlier on, and we want to still have that salmon flavor. So in addition to the butter and the oil that's already in there, we're also going to be adding the rest of the garlic to the pan, and we're just going to leave those in there and get that going. I sincerely apologize for using the spoon, but it's the nearest thing. Alright, so after about a minute or so of just keeping them in motion, alright, we're going to be adding in our honey. This is 4 tablespoons of honey that we're adding here. Alright, and it will give it some nice body. And we're still on a low to medium flame. And we're also going to add some soy sauce. This wooden spoon holds about 2 teaspoons, so I'll just add 3 teaspoons of soy sauce to it. And you just get that nice and mixed in. And what I'll do is just increase my flame to a little closer to medium. Alright, so as you can see, the bubbles coming up inside the pan now. It's a good time to add in the Dijon mustard. I like using the more natural looking one. You can see the mustard seeds in there, so you get more flavor. So I had said earlier that it was 2 teaspoons, but it was really 2 tablespoons. Now I'll just add about that amount to the pan now, and I'll just incorporate it in, and this will add a little bit more thickness to the whole thing. And we'll just let that go on for about half a minute or so. Yeah, 30 seconds. So we'll just go ahead and add in the salmon now into the sauce. So what we'll do at this point is just baste them with the sauce as they continue to cook. Alright, so what I'll do is just go ahead and add in the potato. As you can see here, it's nicely done. Alright, so I'll just add some to the sides over here. Alright, and I'll also just put some of the sauce on the potatoes too, and this should finish it off. A beautiful dish. So here we have our beautiful honey garlic salmon and our smashed potatoes, looking very nice. I got to drizzle the glaze even over the potatoes too, so you'll have a nice consistent flavor going all the way through. The potatoes will be nice and crisp on the outside and soft on the inside. So thanks again guys for following me as I brought you through making the honey garlic salmon.
Thanks for watching this video again with us. We trust that we have given you some value, something that you can use, and we appreciate those who have been uploading pictures of what they have tried from what we have demonstrated. Please keep them coming. And of course, before we go, we can't forget to let you know that we appreciate your liking, your sharing, and your subscribing to our channel. It keeps it going. We appreciate it. So please continue working with us. Until our next video, be good to yourself.